Hello, lovelies, and welcome to another video. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Lily. I am a 24-year-old cash budgeter and stuffer. I'm currently living with my boyfriend and our 4 dogs in our first home together, and we are really just trying to get a handle on our finances and our lives. So if any of that sounds like content that might interest you, I hope that you consider hitting that subscribe button and sending some support my way. But happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Father's Day. What are you guys doing today? After I film this, I am showering, eating something, and heading right out to the lake to read on the boat and spend time with my family and my dad and everyone. And then later this afternoon, we are either going somewhere to celebrate with Austin's dad's side of the family, or we are hosting. So I kind of got to figure that out. Just a matter of whether or not we are cleaning. But with that being said, I thought that I would pop in and do a quick budget with me sort of video, because I don't think, even though I've done plenty of budget with me's in the past, I don't think I've ever really shown you guys like the background process of it. I have told you guys that I do this, but I haven't like shown you, so I figured might as well, especially considering this week's Etsy paycheck was actually really good. So of course, thank you guys so much for supporting me over on Etsy. I had a few relatively large orders that had come in that really bulked up this paycheck, so I appreciate you guys so much. Quick update on that before we start. I will be having orders go out, if not today, then tomorrow. So Monday and Tuesday are going to be like orders going out, dropped off. If it's not been marked as shipped, it might have already been done, packaged up, and everything's ready to go. I just haven't gone in and like added the tracking information into Etsy yet. But anywho, so yes, obviously this is pen and paper. I do typically budget on my iPad. I will be transferring this over to my iPad, but I did kind of want to just show you guys kind of what I'm doing. So basically what I did here is, this is going to be June's paycheck number 4. This is 4 out of 5 for the month of June. So next week's paycheck is going to be a magic month paycheck. We don't have to cover, most of our bills will be fully funded. So it should be like solely fun money, which I am so looking forward to. But for today, we are going to be finishing off our bills, and we will have a little bit of extra money, I think, to add to some savings and some sinking funds. So I wrote out all my bills. I wrote out the categories that are in my wallet besides daycare, because I know I'm not stuffing daycare this week. And then I also wrote my sinking funds that I am more likely to stuff. Like, I'm not stuffing tattoo, I'm not stuffing travel, I'm not stuffing, anything like that. But my more high priority sinking funds, the ones that are like in my high priority sinking funds binder, I put those here so we can see what we can do with those. And then I also wrote out my savings and my business categories. So with that being said, for income this time, this cycle, this week, so I always combine everything, meaning my full-time paycheck and my Etsy paycheck, plus if I have a YouTube paycheck or any like Uber Eats side income, if I sell something, whatever it is, I combine it all together, and then I split it up after the fact so that I know that what my total income for the week is. So from my full-time job, my paycheck was actually $620. I did transfer $20 over into my checking account. I don't remember exactly what I needed it for, but I did. So we're working with an even $600. And then from Etsy this week, now of course, this is subject to change. I'm filming this on Sunday, and Etsy does not pay me out until Tuesday. So with that being said, there's potential, if I receive any orders today and tomorrow, that this number could change. But for now, we are sitting at $620 How nuts is that? Honestly, I haven't had an Etsy paycheck this high in a really long time. So thank you guys so much. That is gross. So that is before taxes have been taken out. We will handle that in our business section down here. But yeah, so 600 and whoops, plus 618 is $1,218 that we are working with this week, which is totally insane. Every time my income is over $1,000, even if it's gross, I am so grateful and thankful and blessed for that. So that is what we are working with this week. Of course, if you're new, that's not normal. My paychecks from Etsy typically range between $200 to $300 and something on a good week. This just happened to be a really good week, so I really appreciate that. So the first thing that I always do, even before taxes and business and everything, is let me just move my cash trays right here, and it is making things difficult. I will write out my bills. So when it comes to my bills, I split the total number that I need by the end of the month between my 4 paychecks evenly. Each bill is divided by 4, and I stuff that amount each and every week. Unless, for whatever reason, I overstuff one month or something happens that I don't need as much, whatever the case may be. Those are just anomalies, but typically it's the same. Now, for that, those numbers for me are memorized. If you have been budgeting for a while, you probably have at least some of your bill numbers memorized to a point where you don't need to reference something, you don't need to look things up, whatever. So I know my mortgage payment is $2,000 a month, and I split that evenly between me and Austin. So my half is 1,000, and 1,000 divided by 4, just to show you guys, is 250. So I stuff $250 every week for my mortgage. Now, utilities does not have a set amount, but I stuff $50 a week. Every week I try to, in order to build up as much of a buffer as I can for the winter and oil payments. Those are like $1,000 a piece. So we're going to get there. My internet bill is $35 a month. Divided by 4 is $8.75. I typically do between $10 and $5 a week. But currently I know, based off of last week, that I only need $5 more. And that's simply just something that I know. So $5 is there. My car insurance, I stuff $30 a week every week. That's really going to annoy me that I wrote that so high, so I apologize. But I stuff $30 a week every week for my car insurance until I'm going to get up to $900 hopefully by August. So we're sticking to that. My car registration is fully funded, so I don't need to stuff that at all until August when I renew my car's registration and that's paid, and then I'll start over. Best Buy gets $50 a week. Phone gets $15 a week. Sam's Club gets $5 a week until we hit 120, and then that's not due until February, so we have plenty of time. My student loan payment is $500 a month. It's $400 and another $100 between federal and personal. So divided by 4 is $125 a week that I stuff for my student loans each week. And then care credit and extra debt do change each month depending on what I need. But for this month, care credit gets $79 a week and extra debt gets $25 a week. So those numbers are set in stone throughout the month. All the paychecks for each month are going to get that amount. Regardless of what I make, regardless of blah, 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 those are the priorities. So that goes down first. So when it comes to business, that's going to be the total of what we add here. So that's what I do next. So I take $618 and I do 30% for taxes each week. And I forget that this doesn't have percent. So 0.3 times 618 is $185.40. I will stuff $185. I will round up or down depending on whatever gets me closest to the nearest 5. So $185 is going to go to taxes. And then the rest of the shipping, equipment, supplies, and giveaways, I didn't put P.O. Box. Again, I know I'm not stuffing that. These I not guess, but I just give myself whatever the heck I want to give myself. So for this week, since the paycheck was a little bit higher, I'm going to add $20 to shipping. Now this pulls automatically from my buffer in my bank account, and then I replenish it. So this isn't like a necessity that I need to keep up with at the moment. That's just the way I do it. I haven't been stuffing equipment very often, and I really don't want to today. So there's nothing that I need right now in terms of equipment. And I know before you say anything, it's good to just build up a little bit of a buffer, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it. Supplies though, I am going to do, I want to do more than 50. Let's do 80 today and just see how it goes. We can always change it, of course. And then I'm going to put $10 towards giveaways. That's what I'm going to do. So 185, 20, and 90, which is the 80 and 10. That is $295. That is going to be going into my business binder from my Etsy paycheck. So I'm just going to put that number right here, just so we can get a full total of what all my bills are. So 250, 55, 30, 50, 15, 5, 125, 79, 25, and 295. It gives me 1,000. There's no way that's over 1,000. There's no way. There's no way. 250, 55, 30, 50, 79, 25. Okay, I must have just completely typed something in wrong because I got 1,300 something last time, but that's 929. That sounds relatively right. And I do the math wrong all the time, so there's a possibility that that's wrong, but I'm just going to go with it. So now that I have these two numbers that are absolute necessities, that is when I will go 1,218 minus 929. That gives us $289 to work with. Let me just, oh wait, hold on. I forgot something. I forgot. So this is another thing. Every week I will reference my calendar. That's on my iPad, which is downstairs charging, so I can't show you guys right now, but you have seen it before and there's other videos. So on my calendar on my iPad in my digital planner, which I do sell in my shop if you're interested, I list when all of my subscriptions, memberships, auto drafts are going to be. These are gym memberships, streaming services, whatever, including like my Furbo membership, my Planet Fitness, my new gym, all these different things. So this particular week, the only subscription membership that is going to auto draft from my account is my Amazon Prime membership, and that's $15. So I make sure to leave that in the bank from my paycheck so that it will cover the auto draft. Additionally, and I've mentioned this, but I don't know if I've like really specifically said it, but every single week I have, so all of my high yield savings is through Ally. That's a bank, an online bank. I don't have a card associated with it. I can't swipe. I can't use it unless I transfer it over. But it is a high yield savings account. It has like 5% APR, really close to it. It's insane. Highly, highly, highly recommend. I wish that they did a referral system. I don't think that they do anymore, but yeah, highly recommend Ally. But with that being said, every week I have $3, just a little $3 that gets transferred automatically into the like whoa, it's called core savings, but it's just like a little extra bucket. And then that's just extra money. It's extra savings. And God forbid, if I need something, I will transfer it over. So that's what that is. And then also, every week, $20 from whatever I get for a paycheck gets automatically transferred to my Schwab account, and that's invested. I'm not well versed in investments. I don't really know what I'm doing. My dad helped me through everything. But yeah, so I have $20 that is invested in my Schwab account every single week. So with that being said, a total of $38 is being left in the bank specifically for those auto drafts to cover those. So if I take 1218 and I subtract 38, technically the total that I have to work with is $1,180. So that's our total there that we have like to actually cash stuff with and budget with. So if I take away 929 from that, I have $251 left over, which is what we have to work with for my groceries and gas and spending money, and then my savings and my sinking funds. So 251 is what we're at right now. Now, typically, the first thing I'll do is if I have any extra $1 lingering over, I will just stick those right into the $1 challenge, and I'll typically make sure that I stuff that on from my Etsy paycheck. So, and I say that because I usually have rollover ones in my wallet, so I kind of just want to even it out. But yeah, so I just took that dollar, put it in the dollar challenge, and we're at 250. Now, I'm going to go up to my spending money, my wallet money next. Typically, I've been doing $30 a week for gas, and it's been working pretty well. So I'll just take away 30. I always put $5 into miscellaneous in ones to help break up smaller bills. And then when it comes to groceries, really it just depends. Lately, I haven't had too much extra money to work with, so groceries has been kind of low. But since we have over $200 left, I think I might do, again, I want to do more than 50. So let's do 80 for right now, and we'll see how that works. So 8, 9, 10, 11, that is 115 going into groceries. Going into my wallet. What's tentative? If I have to change it, we will. But we have $135 left, and I think that that's plenty to do this. So literally this next part is completely up to me. There's no planning. I don't typically flip through my binders to see what everything needs. I just kind of go with it. So, and I'm going to bounce back and forth. So first things first, I definitely want to put, what do I do? See, this is like the fun part, but it can also be kind of like the stressful part because I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do. Also, I think Austin just got home from the gym, so that'll be loud in a second. But I'm going to put $10 into Manifest. Oops. So that's that. And then let's do 20 in the kiddos. I know I'm not stuffing all of these because I don't want to. So we're at 105 left. Let's see. Let's put 10 into Auntie because I'm realizing she's getting here relatively soon, and I am going to need to throw another baby shower. Not need to, you know what I mean by that. I'm going to be throwing her another baby shower for her next baby, which we did find out the gender, but I'm not going to tell you until she gives me permission. But I am losing my mind. I'm so excited. So, anywho, let's do that. And then I feel like let's do 15 in my baby binder this week. We usually do 10, and I know that next week with it being a magic month, we're definitely adding more. but let's do 15 this week. And then we have 80 left. I stuff my 5K savings in increments of 25. So let's do 25 in there. And then I think I want to stuff Christmas. Yeah. Let's do 10 in Christmas. I'm not going to stuff medical or car care today. I'm deciding that right now. But we're going to put something into house. We have 45. Let's do 15. No, let's do 20 in house. And we have 25 left. So let's do 20 of that in deck of savings, and we'll do 5 in emergency. I kind of like that. Okay. So if all worked out, we should be at 0 at the end. We do work with a zero-based budget over here. So let's add these up. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 is going into there. Furbo just spotted a person, so the dogs are going to start freaking out soon. For savings, 10, 25, 5, 20, 15, and 1 is going to be 76. Okay. So next, what I'm just going to do is just quickly check the math. So 115 plus 929 plus 60 and 76 gives us 1,180. So that means that we at least did everything right. We're at zero-based budget. Everything is accounted for. So now what I do is the splitting up process. As long as I'm happy with this. This, of course, again, if I happen to get any more Etsy orders today or tomorrow, this Etsy number may change, and then I'll just add to it, obviously. But the splitting up process is the next step. So that is where the little highlighters come in. So basically what I do is just split each one between each paycheck. So I'm just going to quickly, I'll speed you guys through this, but I'm just going to add a little highlighted section in each color next to each category that we'll be splitting. And I'll explain that in a second. So those are for Etsy, because that's just the color that I highlighted, that one. And then my full-time paycheck will be blue. Okay. And yes, I know this is like extra, very extra, but this is how my brain works, and it makes sense to me. So now what I do, and you might have noticed, I didn't even need this blue one here. You might have noticed that I highlighted this one in blue instead of like putting things here because, and I also don't know why I did literally any of this. You can completely ignore that because that was silly of me. But I know that from my full-time paycheck, I will be stuffing my wallet. All of the money that goes into my wallet is going to come from my full-time paycheck, which we stuff on Tuesdays. And then all of my business stuff, that all comes out of my Etsy paycheck. So there are some things that get split up specifically, and then the rest is just, it is what it is. So typically I'll start with my Etsy paycheck. So I'll put $618 in my calculator, and then $295, all of business, is going to come from my Etsy paycheck. So I just subtract $295, and then we have $323 left. So again, I always stuff $1 into my, I always stuff $1. You know what I'm trying to say. The extra ones always come from my Etsy paycheck. So that one, I just took it right out of there. And then the rest, literally, I just go through and I divvy it up. So let's say we're going to put $100 towards the mortgage. We'll do And I like to kind of split it up all around. So we'll do $10 into the kiddos. We'll do $10 into house. We'll do, again, we're just ignoring this. Let's do 5 in manifest. And heck, let's do 5 into future baby. And then coming back here to kind of split these up, we'll do 25 in student loans. I have 2 extra ones here, and we'll need 4. So let's see. Let's save that for last. We'll save that for last. So let's do 30 in utilities, and then let's do another 30 in Best Buy. We'll split up insurance, so we'll do 15. And then we'll do 5 and 5 for Christmas and Auntie. We're at 82 right now left. So let's do 15 into 5K. Now, I kind of want to leave deck of savings at 20 and just do like a full 20 card with one of the paychecks. I just don't know if I want to do it with this one or my full-time paycheck. Heck, let's just do it. So we'll do the whole deck of savings with this paycheck. We're at 47. So let's do 32. 32 will go towards care credit. And then let's do 5 in phone and 10 towards extra debt. So if we did it right, I am of course just going to double check. So 618 minus 130, 15, 35, 25, 32, 10, 295, 10, 20, 30, 15, 20, 26. Yeah, so we're at 0. So that was done right. And now I just use my full-time paycheck. Of course, we are going to subtract the 38. So we are working with a total of $562. So that's the number that we're going to start with. Minus 115, because all of that is coming out of this paycheck. And then I just literally just fill in the gap. So we put 100, we need 150. So 150 minus 20. We didn't stuff that, so we need to put the 5. 15 will round up insurance. 20 will finish Best Buy. 10 for phone. We didn't stuff Sam's Club, so we need to do that 5. We did 25 out of the 125, so we'll put that 100. And then I'm going to come back to that because I can't do math like that. So 15 for extra debt, and then obviously we're not stuffing business. We will go up here. So the kiddos, we did 10, so we'll need another 10. 5, 5, and 10 for house, auntie, and Christmas. So that's 10, 15, and 20. And then 5 for manifest, 10 for 5K, 5 for emergency, 10 for future baby, and then nothing there. And then if we did it right, 47 will be what's left over. So plus 32 is 79. Beautiful. So we did it right. So in a nutshell here, I guess it's not really a nutshell, in conclusion, this is how I break up my paychecks. So when you see it on my iPad, the blue, everything that's highlighted in blue is going to be going towards my full-time paycheck. That's what we're going to stuff on Tuesday, and I will literally just write all these in number for number on my digital planner. And again, typically I will do this on my digital planner. I have an extra page in the planner dedicated to like playing around with the budget, and then I just copy and paste it. But for the sake of the video, I just did it on pen and paper. But yeah, and then everything that's highlighted in this nasty, ugly purple color, which is, I think, showing up a little bit nicer on camera. I don't know. But yeah, so all that is going to be Etsy money. And then I will just use my little teller slips, which I don't have a blank one up here with me right now, but they look like this, and I'll just write out all the tallies for each one. I'll have a teller slip for my full-time paycheck and a teller slip for my Etsy paycheck, and yeah, I just tally them up, total them, figure it all out. The totals, of course, should be 562. So for my full-time paycheck, 562 minus 30, we should have $532 that we're working with for the actual cash, because I also leave my gas money in the bank. And then, of course, 618 should be the total for the Etsy paycheck. And yeah, that is how I budget my paychecks. And this is going to be the preliminary budget for June's paycheck number 4. And yeah, we will stuff the blue stuff on Tuesday, the purple stuff on Thursday, and then we'll go from there. If you have any questions about anything, of course, always just leave them in the comments, send me a DM, send me a message, do anything. I got my email down there and everything if you want to. But yeah, I hope that this was informative and helpful. But I do use a zero-based budget system, so I don't have any money left over. Every dollar has its place. Everything has a plan. And that's how I do it. But with that being said, you guys, I am so glad that you have watched this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a big thumbs up. Leave a yellow heart in the comments to show your support for the channel, and of course subscribe. Check back in on Tuesday and we will stuff the money, and also on Thursday, and then we'll do our magic month paycheck, and it will be so much fun. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for sticking around with me, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day, week, month, year, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.